Why now? Because there are many changes in the globe, also in the region of the Middle East and North Africa, and so we see the implications and the repercussions of these changes in the region also. And we noticed that the Arab Spring, that's a wave of Arab democracies, I think, is coming to an end. Not finished totally, but this also represents a big blow to the Arab aspirations for democracy. And Syria, of course, was the major battleground for both global conflict as well as also the struggle for democracy. And of course, some Arab countries refused or kind of suspended Syria's membership in the Arab League because they were thinking that he is butchering the Syrian people. But some of the Arab countries later, they also supported the military takeover of power. And then the main reason remained that Assad regime is kind of is hated by these regimes because they are allies to Iran. Now Saudi Arabia and some other countries are normalizing with Iran. There seems to be no more maybe escalation with Iran or less escalation with Iran. Then the Syrian regime became or welcomed in the Arab Summit after 12 years. There are other issues like refugees and drugs that are coming from Syria and flooding to the Captagon drugs coming to the Arab Gulf countries and other Arab countries. So there are other issues that they demand maybe Assad regime can solve these problems. I don't think he can, but they are at least pushing for this, to take back some of the refugees in the Arab countries. Most of them are, present in Lebanon and Jordan. Also, these drugs are affecting the youth and the old social fabric of society. But let's not forget that the Assad regime is not capable of, doing all this because Assad regime cannot rule the country. The country is divided into three areas of influence. In the north, we have Free Syrian Army that's represented by the opposition, democratic opposition. It will have some major maybe or important impacts, but he is not capable of delivering all of these. Even like the drugs that are produced in the country are promoted by the Assad regime, or that they need it because of the sanctions, American sanctions and European sanctions. And they are bypassing this to earn money. And they also, let me mention also, the most critical area, which is the eastern part of the country, east of Euphrates River, is controlled by the PYD and supported by America. And this area contains, they have oil in this region. The oil revenues go to the PYD, and they have fertile, arable, cultivable areas in the region. So also food basket and good fertile soil is controlled by the PYD. So we have then the rest of the country is ruled by the Assad regime. So they are desperate also to do some kind of exit to legitimize the regime again in the international arena. They are starting with the Arab League, and this is significant, not totally irrelevant, but still a long way to go. And Assad regime also has to prove that he's capable of delivering some of these. Is he gonna take back the refugees because they are a big burden in Lebanon and in Jordan, and also maybe from Turkey? But the refugees in Turkey are a lot better off than the other two. And also they are spread all around. Even we find Syrian refugees in Sudan, for example, in other countries, in Egypt. So, they want to convince or pressure the Assad regime to do more, but whether he can or not, we'll see.